That's you.
I'm speechless. I don't know. I just get a kick out of when that music comes on. I just get still.
Well, I know you have to stand up.
You gotta dance. Fly ball, center field. Junior is there, and he makes the catch. Brocious flies out. 2 outs for the Yankees here in the 8th inning. After a Mariners win, usually you hear that it's more merengue music than salsa music. Merengue. Oh, there he is.
There you go.
Thanks, Curtis. But Jose Paniagua plays a lot of that merengue music after a win, and the clubhouse has just hopped in. You know, it's kind of fun, you know? Everybody dancing in. Chad Curtis.
I think my favorite is watch Paniagua dance with the broom.
Strike on the outside corner. 1-1 on Chad Curtis, who is 1 for 2 with a single. Ball 2, 2-1. Ground ball, hard hit. Alex Rodriguez with a nice play to scoop it up, and he gets Curtis over at first base. Good play by A-Rod. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Yankees 11 and the Mariners 5. Here we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Yankees lead by a score of 11-5. We have a new pitcher for New York. Jason Grimsley will take over.
And you can see the numbers for Grimsley. Having quite a year. He's 7-1 with a save this year and an ERA at 3.88. Worked in 58 innings, 49 hits, 29 walks, 39 strikeouts. A few more base on balls than he'd like to have. You like to have about a 2-to-1 ratio. Strikeouts to base on balls. But he's having quite a year in the win and loss column. He is 7-1.
One of the wins against the Mariners in relief at Yankee Stadium. Mike Stanton started that ball game. At the start of the game, that guy was clean shaven. Look at the beard on that guy. Hey, welcome to Safeco Field. Nice to have you here, buddy. Rafael Borregol leads it off. Replaced David Bell at second base in the top half of the 8th inning. This little guy can play. I like this guy. Hitting .304, 2 home runs, 13 runs batted in. Hasn't played that much since the return of Alex Rodriguez, but this kid is something. Makes all the plays defensively at shortstop or now at second base. 1-1 the count on Rafael. Good guy to have in your club. Yeah, great kid. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. Rafael and his wife Brenda are going to be at the Bell Square Mariners team store tomorrow between 11 in the morning and 12 noon. Stop on by and get your gift box of Mariners greeting cards put together by the kids at the Hutch School. Ground ball down the third base line right there. Brocious toss across high. Pulls Tino off the bag. Safe at first. Borregol. Tino thought he came down with a tag, but Borregol gets in there at first base. Mariners have a man aboard.
And they're going to charge an error on the throw by Brocious. I think Tino tagged Borregol when he went by, but he had his foot on the bag when he applied the tag. But a very athletic move by Tino at first base. Look how high in the air he goes. And then the tag. It looked like Borregol had his foot on the bag.
Hustle by Rafael Borregol on at first base. Here's Junior. Bouncer over the mound and behind second base. Knoblauch trying with his bare hand, can't get to it. Borregol heading for third. Bernie Williams will toss the ball into second base. So Junior with a single, and the Mariners have runners at first and third. Nobody out.
And Junior with his third hit of the game.
Right-hander Dan Nolte warming up down in the Yankees bullpen. Just a quick reminder that a few of the players are going to be out and about tomorrow. Bellevue Square, 11 to 12. Rafael Buhner with his wife signing autographs to help promote the sales of the greeting cards. Russ Davis and his wife Adrian will be there from 12 until 1. A few of the players will be at the Safeco Field team store tomorrow as well. Blown outside on Alex Rodriguez, ball 1. Jamie and Karen Moyer will be at the Safeco Field team store from noon until 1. Dan and Annie Wilson and Butch and Mary Henry will be at the Safeco Field team store from 1 until 2. That's tomorrow. Junior running, swing and a foul back by A-Rod. 1-1. Griffey taking off with a pitch, heads on back to first base. 2 on, nobody out. Alex Rodriguez, 2 RBIs tonight, 1 for 3. Time called. Grimsley taking too much time for Alex.
Rodriguez with a 3-run blast, and the Mariners are back in this game. It's the Yankees 11 and the Mariners 8. Alex Rodriguez, home run number 27. It was a bullet.
You can see Alex getting the high five from his teammates as he goes back into the dugout. But when this young man hits him, they're official. That ball jumps off his back. And you can see how that ball really carries and goes to the bullpen. You can see the Yankee coach down there didn't even want to look at it.
Up and in on Edgar Martinez.
And Joe Torre shaking his head saying,
why?
No, why do that? Don't do that.
Jason Grimsley giving up the 3-run blast, and then up and in on Edgar. Inside, and that hit him. Holy smoke, and Grimsley has been tossed from this game by the home plate umpire, Gary Cedarstrom. Look at this, no argument from anybody inside the Yankees dugout. Grimsley has just been ejected. By Gary Cedarstrom, and here comes Joe Torre out of the dugout. And I don't think Joe's going to protest this one. Grimsley gone. He's just going to say, hey, did you warn him after that first one? Did you warn him? Okay, fine, no problem. Joe has no problem with this at all.
No, he doesn't.
It's pretty obvious what Grimsley wanted to do, and he went out and he did it. Gave up the home run. Hits Edgar, tried to get him on the first pitch, got him on the second. Mariners are right back in it. And here is Mariano Rivera, who got the save in last night's ball game, and Rivera will take over here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Alex Rodriguez with a 3-run blast to left center field to get the Mariners back in this game at 11-3. Man, this kid is something. His 27th home run of the year. Well, this call to the bullpen is brought to you by US West. Life's better here. Here comes Mariano Rivera. Stay tuned. We'll be back after this timeout. All right, time right now for tonight's Dodge Online Trivia question. Barbara Tillman asks, what is the longest 9-inning game in Major League history? Well, here are the games in the top 4. 4 hours and 22 minutes, the American League record and the Major League record. Yankees in Baltimore, September the 5th, a couple of years ago, 1997. Baltimore, New York again,
the year before played a 9-inning game in 4 hours and 21 minutes. Then at 4:20, Colorado Rockies and the Dodgers, and the Mariners against Baltimore. Of course, that's a Seattle Mariners record. Played 4 hours and 20 minutes, too shy of the Major League record. Sellout crowd. They've seen the Mariners come back in this one. Mariners were down 11-5 until Alex Rodriguez put one into orbit, a 3-run shot of a home run here in the bottom of the 8th inning to make it an 11-8 Yankee lead. And the new pitcher is right-hander Mariano Rivera.
And because of Grimsley throwing at Edgar Martinez, that Rivera now will have as many pitches as he needs to warm up. And you look at the numbers, this guy has been outstanding. 29 saves so far this year. He picked up the save, or his 29th save in the game last night. He went 1 inning and he struck out 2 of the 3 batters that he faced. And he will have all the time necessary to warm up. In the meantime, Lou Piniella is going to have Jay Buhner up there at the plate. And then Raul Ibanez to follow.
Mariners need only one more base runner to get the tying run to the plate. This club never, ever gives up.
You know, Rick, there are times when, let sleeping dogs, just leave them alone.
This was the time for
this was one of those games. And I have seen it done many, many times where all of a sudden you're up by 5 or 6 runs, and all of a sudden you wake up the other ball club. And this might be the case. It might wake up the Mariners tomorrow and Sunday as well. So, sometimes this knock somebody down can backfire.
Yeah, and it was pretty obvious. Jason Grimsley going right after Edgar Martinez. The very next pitch after the home run by Alex Rodriguez, then you saw the reaction of Joe Torre shake his head like, oh, no, don't
go there. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Because that's not the kind of a manager that Joe Torre is.
Yeah. Jay Buhner will be the first to face Mariano Rivera. Picked up his 29th save in last night's ball game for the Yankees. They won the opener by a score of 7-4. But here we are in the bottom of the 8th, and the Mariners trail by 3. But the Mariners have Edgar on at first base with nobody out for Jay Buhner. Edgar Martinez hit by the pitch from Jason Grimsley, talking things over with Tino Martinez. So Mariano Rivera getting as many tosses as he needs to get ready after Grimsley was ejected on that second pitch that hit Edgar from the home plate umpire, Gary Cederstrom. Some of the youngsters here at Safeco Field tonight with their Mariner flags. Dad and daughters at Safeco Field. Jay Buhner waiting patiently before he gets ready to face one of the toughest relievers in the game right now, Mariano Rivera. Other fans on their feet. Rivera says he's ready, but now Joe Girardi out to the mound to have a talk with Rivera. Man, the Mariners have got the fans into this one at this point of the ball game. Everybody having a good time right now, hoping the Mariners can continue to come back against the Yankees. Low and outside on Buhner, ball 1. Jay has walked twice. He's grounded out to short. He's lined out to Bernie Williams in center. Bernie made a heck of a play on that line drive that kind of knuckled out to Williams. Big swing and a miss by Buhner, and the count is even on Jay at 1 ball and 1 strike.
You have to make this guy get the ball down, but you can see the swing that time by Jay Buhner. You have to be quick. Rivera is a little sneakier than when he appears from the stands.
Swing and a miss. On a fastball, and the count is now 1-2.
Smooth delivery, and that ball gets on you in a hurry. So you have to think in terms of being quick, not how long of a stroke you have. Think in terms of being quick.
A 1-2 on the way. A little high. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Buhner has 25 career home runs against the Yankees. Foul back, still 2-2. Rivera between 93 and 95 miles an hour and 96 with his fastball. That is a good slider. 1 for 11, Jay, against Mariano Rivera, but that one hit a home run. Swing and a miss and a fastball, strike 3. That's only the first out of this inning. 1 on, 1 away after the 3-run home run by Alex Rodriguez. Brings up Raul Ibanez.
Going to find out what kind of a fastball hitter these guys are, because that's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Against Mariano Rivera. Now, occasionally he will drop a breaking ball over the plate, but he throws primarily fastball.
Raul 0 for 3, but has a run batted in. Walked with the bases loaded in the first inning. Ball 1. Ibanez 2 home runs for the year, 1 a grand slam, the first grand slam here at Safeco Field in Game 3. At Safeco on July the 17th against San Diego. Low ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. The left-handed bat of Ibanez, and then you have Mabry, another left-handed bat due up next, and then Dan Wilson. Fouled away. 2-1. Orlando Hernandez started the ball game, could not get out of the first inning, lasted only a third of an inning. The shortest outing of his major league career. Alan Watson did a good job in relief early in this game for the Yankees. Popped up and out of play, off to our left. And the count is even on Ibanez at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Raul trying to keep the momentum going with a base hit right here. Edgar's on at first base, 1 out, 3 in. Ground ball to first. Tino has it down to second for 1. The throw back to Rivera, covering, not in time. Safe at first is Ibanez, but they get Edgar at second. And now Tino arguing with the first base umpire, Doug Eddings. They thought they turned the double play. And here comes Joe Torre to pick up the conversation.
Well, let's see. Did he pull his foot off the bag?
Didn't find the bag. He tried to get his heel down on it. Maybe we get a different angle. There's the return throw by Luis Sojo, the force on Edgar. Now you see the foot is off the bag. You see Rivera trying to fish for the first base bag, and there is Doug Eddings right there, and a good look at it to make the call. And Joe Torre has just been thrown out of this ball game by Doug Eddings, the first base umpire. Joe Torre had a few words for Eddings early in this ball game, and now he's been ejected by Eddings here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Kind of had the feeling that that was coming, because that's about the 3rd time in this game that Torre has gone out and has argued with the umpires this evening. And I don't think that Eddings is going to have much more patience with Joe Torre.
Joe Torre turns around and heads on back toward the Yankees' third base dugout. Doug Eddings has been busy tonight over at first base. 1 on, 2 outs. With 3 runs in here in the bottom of the 8th inning, Yankees leading 11-8. Mariners are still alive here in the 8th. As Joe makes his way back toward eventually the clubhouse, and turns over the reins to Popeye Don Zimmer. Mariano Rivera looked like he had a rough time trying to find the bag. He tried to reach for it, kind of jabbed at it a couple of times with his back heel. Here's John Mabry. John is 1 for 4 with a double of straightaway center. 0-1. Broken back ground ball to Tino at first base. He's got it and makes the unassisted put out to retire the side. Well, the Mariners get 3 runs on the home run by Alex Rodriguez. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Yankees 11, the Mariners 8. Mariners coming back with 3 in the 8th. We go to the 9th inning. Yankees lead by 3, 11-8. Luis Sojo leads it off, pops it up, first base side, foul ground on the run. Ibanez, and Raul makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 away. Hey, give some credit to Frankie Rodriguez in this ballgame, giving Lou Piniella some innings and giving the offense a chance to try to come back in this one, as the Yankees had the big 11-5 lead. But then the 3-run home run by A-Rod in the bottom of the 8th. Frankie Rodriguez has worked 4 scoreless innings. Here's Chuck Knoblauch. Knoblauch 1 for 5, and it was a big one, a 2-run home run. Back in the 4th. 0-1. Inside, and that hits Knoblauch. He just turns away and heads on up the first base line. Frankie Rodriguez nails Knoblauch, and now the home plate umpire Gary Cederstrom going out to the mound to have a talk with Frankie Rodriguez and saying, okay, that's it. That is it. And now here comes Don Zimmer out of the dugout. Popeye, Joe Torre has been ejected. Jason Grimsley was thrown out after hitting Edgar Martinez after a 3-run home run. And now Frankie Rodriguez with 1 out, hitting Chuck Knoblauch here in the top of the 9th inning.
I think Don Zimmer is saying, my pitcher threw it and hit one of your hitters and was ejected from the game. Why isn't your pitcher ejected? Or why isn't their pitcher ejected? So now Lou's going to have to go out and find out what's going on.
Timeout is called. Here comes Lou. And the call goes out for a right-hander down in the Mariner bullpen. Frankie Rodriguez, outstanding job in relief to give the Mariners a chance in this one. And here comes Jose Mesa. Now Frankie Rodriguez having a few words with some of the guys over in that third base dugout. Frankie head on back to the dugout along with Lou Piniella. So Frankie taken out of the ball game. Oh, no. Here comes Frankie Rodriguez. He's going after Joe Girardi, and here come both benches. Frankie Rodriguez and Girardi, and now the guys are going at it at home plate. Someone trying to get the Frankie Rodriguez along that first base line. The Mariners and the Dodgers went at it the day before the All-Star break. Girardi still going after Frankie Rodriguez. Now Leyritz has been tackled to the ground by Russ Davis. Davis takes care, is holding on to Leyritz. There's still a pile in front of the dugout, and somebody is down along the first base line. A bench clearing brawl for the 2nd time this year, and somebody is hurt on that first base side. Dan Wilson appears to be shaken up. There's Paul O'Neill with Wilson. They peel off one another, but now both teams are in front of the Mariners' first base dugout. Frankie Rodriguez now heading inside the dugout, talking things over with Jay Buhner. Man, you hate to see anybody get hurt in a situation like this. The Mariners lost Brian Hunter and Charles Gibson the last time the Mariners went at it with the Dodgers right before the All-Star break.
And you know that Rodriguez is going to be suspended for a few days because I think he kept that thing going pretty good.
And I think Don Zimmer may have been hurt as well somewhere in that pile-up.
There's a guy that has a bad knee and is probably going to require surgery, and he's out there probably trying to stop somebody from fighting, and who knows, maybe he got hurt even more.
There's a couple of buddies talking to one another, Alex Rodriguez and Derek Jeter. And now both sides have been ushered back to their respective dugouts. Frankie Rodriguez taken out of the ball game, and then on his way back to the dugout had some words for the Yankees. The Yankees had some words with Frankie Rodriguez. Chad Curtis talking things over with Jeter and Don Zimmer. Okay, now here's where the powder keg exploded. Frankie heard something from that third base side, turned around, he had a few words, and now Frankie says, okay, let's go. And now there's Girardi at home plate. Frankie Rodriguez and Girardi going at it. Girardi down, and now both benches emptied out toward home plate. There's Dan Wilson in the middle of the pile. Don Zimmer is going to. Here's Lou Piniella for Steve Smith down on the ground. Now Don Zimmer knocked down to the ground. Oh man, Popeye has that bad knee. He was talking with Don before the ball game.
Yeah, and
surgery.
He's not going to go out there and try to hurt anybody. He's going to go out there and try to break it up. And unfortunately, you're going to have some guys who are going to get hurt. Dan Wilson
was
held to the ground there, and I think Bernie Williams. So it's kind of an ugly situation and totally unnecessary.
Well, the umpires restore some peace here at Safeco Field. Joe Girardi and Frankie Rodriguez were the main participants, and all heck broke loose right after that. Mariners back to the dugout along with the New York Yankees. And this one will be sorted out over the next few days. And Joe Girardi has just slammed his helmet down. He's been thrown out of the game. I think got word from Gary Cederstrom.
Well, he's probably been ejected for fighting. And I don't know what it is that Joe Girardi did, but you certainly got the attention of Zimmer and now some of the other coaches. So Girardi's upset because he was ejected, and what did he do?
So now Don Zimmer saying, hey, why was my guy thrown out? Well, they were both fighting, so they go. That's why. Somebody tossed out something from the Yankees third base dugout.
Well, I wonder if you're going to have enough players left to finish the game. Starting to run out of bodies.
In the meantime, the Mariners have a new pitcher. Jose Mesa warming up. Among the bedlam over the last few minutes of confusion with both benches emptying. Jose Mesa taking over here in the top of the ninth inning, 1 on, 1 out. Chuck Knoblauch hit by a pitch from Frankie Rodriguez. Lou Piniella going out to make the change after Knoblauch was hit.
And it's going to be up to the umpires to do some kind of sorting to find out the guys that are going to be ejected or kicked out of the ball game or fined or whatever.
Manager Joe Torre has been thrown out of the ball game. That was last inning, so Don Zimmer takes over. Joe back in the clubhouse. I hate to see Popeye get hurt.
I wonder if by any chance Lawrence has been ejected from the game for fighting. I have a sneaky suspicion there may be as many as a half a dozen guys gone.
Yeah. Out of that last incident in Los Angeles against the Dodgers. The Mariners have some suspensions coming up. Jay Buhner was suspended. Damaso Marte, Paniagua. So the umpires are trying to sort things out right now in front of the Yankees third base dugout. Who's gone, who stays? Edgar Martinez hit by a pitch from Jason Grimsley, and that's what really ignited this whole situation. After Alex Rodriguez hit the 3-run home run, it's pretty obvious the intent of Mr. Grimsley, and then Frankie Rodriguez comes back with 1 out and nails Chuck Knoblauch.
I do think the umpires tried to defuse the whole thing, because when Grimsley threw at Edgar, they immediately ejected him from the game. And then when Rodriguez threw that pitch behind Knoblauch, the umpire immediately went out to the mound. And so I think the umpires tried to do a good job, but it got out of hand when I think when Rodriguez started doing the talking and challenged and asked the whole ball club to come out and fight him, I guess. I don't know. But we'll just have to wait and see. You know, that's only what we see up here. We don't know what was going on down there on the field.
Well, right now that's the judge, home plate umpire Gary Cederstrom. The jury comes later as to what fines and if any suspensions will take place after the bench clearing brawl here in game 2 of this 4-game series. 1 on and 1 away.
And here's Posada. He'll remain in the game as the catcher.
Joe Girardi thrown out of the ball game. Involved in the fight with Frankie Rodriguez. So here's Jorge Posada replacing Joe Girardi with Knoblauch on at first base. Here we go. We're back to action. Mesa takes over and throw to first, and back in time is Knoblauch. Jose Mesa on the year.
23 saves for Jose Mesa this year. A 1-4 record. You can see all the other numbers.
Ground ball to short. Alex to Buhner on the first double play to retire the side. They get Knoblauch. They get Posada. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Mariners need 3 to tie, 4 to win it. We go to the bottom of the 9th. The Yankees 11, the Mariners 8. Well, here we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Mariners trail by 3, 11 to 8. Crowd right back in it. Mariners and the Yankees had the bench clearing brawl in the top of the 9th inning. Mesa coming on to get the double play ball to retire the side. Dan Wilson will lead things off. 45,262. Hoping the Mariners can have one more comeback in them in this ball game. They came back early with 3 in the first after they were down 5-0. They had 3 more in the bottom of the 8th inning on a 3-run home run by Alex Rodriguez. Never any quit. Never any quit in this ball club. Bottom of the 9th. And the Mariners will have to face Mariano Rivera, who got the final 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning when Jason Grimsley was ejected for hitting Edgar Martinez right after the home run by A-Rod. Dan Wilson to lead things off, followed by Shane Monahan and then Rafael Buhner. Like Dan was shaken up during that.
Yeah, it looked like
brawl.
Yeah, and Dan's not a fighter. He's going to go out there to try to help break things up, and then someone's going to grab him, and who knows? He's liable to have someone sucker punch him. So catchers aren't going to be able to do much with all that gear on anyway.
Aaron and Moose firing up the fans as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Here is Dan to try to get something started here in the bottom of inning number 9. New catcher is Jorge Posada, replacing Girardi, who was thrown out of the ball game, fighting with Frankie Rodriguez. Dan 0 for 3. A little delay right now. Everybody looking out toward center field behind Bernie Williams.
I think one of the fans threw something out on the field. Don't do that, folks.
No,
don't do that.
Please don't throw anything on the field. Yankees 11 runs on 15 hits. Mariners 8 runs on 13. Swing and a miss. 0-2 on Dan. Raul Ibanez, there's Gil Mesh. Our chief Freddie Garcia gets the start tomorrow night in Game 3 of the series. Brian Hunt fouled away, still 0-2. Ozzie Timmons. A-Rod the home run to give the Mariners some life in the bottom of the 8th. His 27th of the season. High ball one, 1-2. Yankees have used Hernandez, Watson, Mendoza, Grimsley, and Rivera. Swing and a miss at a fastball. Strike 3. 1 out for the Mariners here in the 9th. Mariners will have to go through one of the best relievers in the game in Mariano Rivera to try to win this one. He got the save last night, his 29th of the year. Brings up new left fielder Shane Monahan. Shane is 0 for 1, grounded out to the pitcher in the 7th inning. Fouls one back, 0-1. On deck, Tom Lampkin to pinch hit for Rafael Buhner, a left-handed hitter. Low, ball 1-1.
Don't know how many players have been ejected from this game, but I think when the game's over, we'll be able to sort that out.
Ground ball to the shortstop, Luis Sojo to one-handed. The throw to first is in time to get Monahan, and that is out number 2. So the Mariners are down to their final out. 2 up and 2 down brings up Tom Lampkin. Lampkin out to pinch hit for Rafael Buhner. And then Junior. Tom hitting .328. 5 home runs and 17 runs batted in. Checks out the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. Fouled away behind home plate. 0-2. Yankees had that early lead 5-0 with 5 runs in the top of the first. Ground ball, pulled foul, broken bat by Lampkin, and the count is still 0-2. So the Yankees did a lot of damage early in this one, Red, with those 5 runs after there were 2 outs in the top of the first inning.
Yeah,
by O'Neill, Williams, and Brocious.
I think that's the thing that really hurt the Mariners tonight is the very first inning. And they're down 5-0, and they battled right back. But after 2 men were out and scored 5 runs, that was something that the Mariners could never recover.
Ground ball up the first base line, but it's foul, and the count is still 0-2. Lampkin battling Mariano Rivera to keep the Mariners' hopes alive. As you look inside the Yankees dugout, there's Derek Jeter, who had the night off this evening. Hideki Arabu will get the start. Or won't get the start in this series. There's Roger Clemens, who started last night. Outside, ball 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mariners will see Andy Pettit tomorrow night and David Cone on Sunday. And there's Junior on deck, hoping for his chance to hit here in the bottom of the 9th. Ground ball to the second baseman, Chuck Knoblauch. The throw to first is in time, and the ball game is over. The Yankees win Game 2. A final score of 11-8. Give the Mariners a lot of credit. They battled to get back into this one with 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th. So, Red, the Yankees win Game 2 by a score of 11-8. The Mariners gave it one heck of a try.
Well, they certainly did, and came up a little bit short, but once again, that guy right there, Mariano Rivera, coming up with his 30th save of the season. Mariners have not been able to do very much with him the last couple of years.
Time now for tonight's Magnolia moment, courtesy of Magnolia Hi-Fi. Alex Rodriguez, quite a night red with 5 runs batted in.
Alex having a great series. 5 RBIs tonight, a sacrifice fly back in the first inning, and then drove in a run in the 6th inning. And then in the 8th inning, there's the base hit by Alex Rodriguez to drive in a run in the 6th inning. And then in the 8th inning, got things going again as Alex jumped in the pitch, his 27th home run of the year. 5 RBIs on the night for A-Rod.
And then all heck broke loose late in the ball game as you take a look. Alex Rodriguez, his last 2 ball games, a couple of home runs and 8 runs batted in. So quite a series for Alex Rodriguez. The Yankees have won the opening 2 games of the 4-game set. Now, after the 3-run home run by Alex Rodriguez, Edgar Martinez is intentionally hit by Jason Grimsley. That was the second pitch. The first one missed, and Grimsley was thrown out of the game. Now, the next inning, Frankie Rodriguez with 1 out comes right back, and he hits Chuck Knoblauch. Then some words between Frankie Rodriguez. There's Jim Leyritz and Girardi. There's Chad Curtis. Now Frankie Rodriguez walks over toward home plate and gets tangled up, and I mean tangled up, with Joe Girardi. They go at it. Punches thrown, and then both benches empty.
And then everything after that, you really don't know what's going to happen because guys are going to be grabbing everyone. And some of the coaches trying to get on their feet. Popeye, hang in there, pal.
Oh, man.
And he's just trying to break things up. And fortunately, it appears as though no one did get hurt. But this is the kind of fight right here where their guys could get hurt and get hurt badly.
It's real easy. Somebody could get hurt in a pile-up like that with everybody trying to get at one another. Here's a look at the starters coming up tomorrow night. Game time is 6:05. The Chief going for the Mariners, Freddie Garcia, record of 11-6. Veteran left-hander Andy Pettitte gets a start for the Yankees. He's 8-8 on the season. And then Sunday afternoon, it'll be John Halama against David Cone. John with a record of 9-2, and Cone has been one of the best for a long time.
Yes, he has. And how about John Halama? He has won 9 straight to tie a Mariners record, and he's going to be going after his 10th victory of the year.
Well, the Mariners gave it one heck of a try tonight, coming back from a big deficit, but the Yankees win it. A final score of 11-8. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night at 5:30 for Game 3 of this 4-game set. You've been watching Seattle Mariners baseball on Fox Sports Net Northwest. Coming up next is Fox Sports News Prime Time from Safeco Field. I'm Rick Riss saying so long, everybody.